And CJ, after the blitz and that, it must be sort of encouraging the performances you've seen over the last 2 games for your club.
Yeah, it's definitely there's been some improvements from the blitz, which the blitz is to grow. I mean, it's used to get a feel for where everyone's at, see other teams in the competition and build on that. And clearly we had more things to go through than just that. But definitely happy with where we've improved at, but we've got a long way to go in certain areas. Just, again, it's, with the group right now, if we're going to win the game next week, we've got to clean up some stuff.
Overall, though, we saw, like we said, during the blitz that it was a bit of a struggle with some of the connection and that, but it felt like over today's game particularly, that continuity really started. We started to see it, and within that, you had 39 bench points as a group. So it was really good. Were you happy about the fact that your bench group produced the way that it did today? Yeah,
well, they need to produce for us to, again, be successful, and I think that their chemistry and who they come in with definitely has improved since the pre-season.
And for you, Jason, welcome back to Adelaide, of course. First time since 2014. How did it feel like to be back in 36ers colours this afternoon?
Yeah, obviously very different, because the last time I was here we ran out at Adelaide Arena, so very different, but yeah, like it's good to be back in Adelaide. I'm enjoying. I've always loved the city, and there's a lot of great people around, but I'm also here for basketball, so that's the main thing that I'm worried about, and trying to help our group win games.
And you came off the bench this afternoon, had 18 points, shot the ball 41.7%. That must have been really pleasing for you personally. Is it a case that you're starting to build that chemistry with your group?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought I was a bit... I was disappointed in how I played the other night. I just felt I wasn't assertive enough, and CJ's been really on me since he signed me about I've got to come in and be aggressive, and that'll lead to other things. And obviously with our group, we need some other people to step up. We don't have the 3 imports. We've had 2 of our imports were out for like basically a month of pre-season, so we're still trying to find our way, and it's going to be on me a little bit to try and be aggressive and just try and make plays. It doesn't have to be a hero play, but just make plays.
Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Jason.
CJ, when you went down 13 in the first quarter, the signs weren't great. I mean, it showed a lot of fight by your team to be able to come back, given everything you've been through over the last couple of weeks. Were you pleased that against a really good team you're able to show that fighting spirit?
Well, in this competition and where everyone's at is to show that you got fight. I think, you know, every fan wants to see their team fight, and with that sort of effort and energy, I mean, you can miss shots and dive for loose balls and do the little things, but while teams, we were up 15, you know, Jack Jump was up 12. Like, teams will have runs and swings, as you know, go over the past 4 years. So definitely knew that we had it in us. First game at home, no one wants to be down. But to be able to show that fight back and against a very good team, as you said, is taking away key moments from key people, and we weren't able to sustain that or do that throughout the 40 minutes.
Going into Perth now in 5 days, it's a big challenge with the way they've started their season, but what do you have to do as a group over the next 5 days to be ready and to try to get that W?
We got to be sharp, and again, I think if we execute the game plan, I think they'll give us every chance to be successful. And clearly Bryce is Bryce. Like, he's, from going to the States to coming back, he's showing everyone that he's going to lead by example, and Usher's been amazing, and you know, all their players that play around them have done their part and slotted in very well. So obviously going on the road is another chance for us to gel and come together and hopefully put something on the board.
Jace, unfortunately you've been in tough positions like this quite a bit over your career. Mm-hmm. I mean, how much have you learned over your career now where you know that you can get yourselves out of a hole like being 0-2 and struggling a little bit? I mean, what can you do as a leader to help get this thing on track?
Yeah, like it's never a position you want to be in, right? You try to find those perfect situations, and it's hard to find. Like, you can't just roll into any place and just expect it to work. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of chemistry, and unfortunately for our group, everyone knew we were behind the 8 ball after the blitz. And now for our group, there was also a lot of, we didn't care about results of the blitz. It was the way we played, but we went through the blitz with we finished the third game with no imports, and they were supposed to be our main guys to build around. So we were behind the 8 ball. But the last kind of, what has it been, 9 days since the blitz, like the improvement has been really, really good, and we're in a good place. And I think the thing I've seen from the last 2 games is for 30 minutes across the game, we're pretty good, and we're in the fight, and we're playing good basketball. There's 10 minutes kind of broken up amongst that where we're just not great, and it's probably more on the offensive end, our chemistry, and it's hurting, and it's making our D a lot harder and putting a lot of pressure on us defensively. And so that's the thing for me. I'm like, well, how do we get that to 35, 37 minutes of good basketball? And now all of a sudden, maybe in that last 5 minutes today and Friday night, we're up 5 instead of chasing leads. And that for me is just where we're at a little bit. But I feel like we're moving forward, and we have to keep trying to build as we go through this. And as you just said, 0-2 is not great, but it's also not terrible in this league. You can quickly get back to 3-2, 4-2 as just as quick as you get down 0-4.
Thanks, guys.
Go ahead, Jason.
Thanks, guys. CJ, the offensive rebounds again today. How do you go about cleaning that up?
There'll be some war and some tug of war and guys getting after it at practice. But clearly you got to get better at making hits and taking away guys' space. It's an effort thing, right? So you'll be out of some positions when shots go up, but making contact or being in that area is key. Obviously, being a little guy myself, knowing that everything's vital for a team's success and possessions count. So you got to continue to make hits. So we'll work on that throughout the week.
And just, I guess, touching on Chris's questions, Jason, I mean, how cognizant are you of really not wanting to get yourself into an early hole that you have to work your way out of?
Yeah, I mean, ideal world we sit here, we're 2-0, and that's what it is, but it's just not real for where we're at as a group. I think for me, like as I said, the last 9 days has been a lot of improvement. We're starting to find groups that can get some stuff done, as you've seen throughout the last 2 games. It's just how we build on that and go for longer. Obviously, this week will give guys like Trey and Jacob Wiley a chance to keep growing their fitness base. Like, they've come in off basically 2 sessions in a month. And so when you've got key guys like that who are still trying to find a fitness base, it's just, this league's too good. You can't get away with it. And so unfortunately for us, it's put us on the back foot. But we get another week to build, let guys get fit and in shape, the ones that have had some carrying some injuries, and just keep trying to improve our chemistry at both ends of the floor. And as we've seen for numerous years, you can win anywhere at any time. And so that's just the mindset. We just go on the road, stick together, keep improving, and we go to Perth with that mindset of getting a win.
And Coach, any news on 30 point?
I'll have conversations throughout the week, but nothing to tell you right now.
How urgent is that decision?
It's something that I need to take up with our owner and our CEO and go from there. So clearly in this league, everyone's got 3 imports, but it is what it is right now. And while I had the pre-season to get that right, didn't get that right. So we'll see where we get to this week and beyond.
Have you gathered enough evidence now to know whether you want to go like for like or change things up?
I plead the fifth. I mean, you see what you see, and clearly I'll take this up the chain and discuss it more. But like I said, I like the group that we got. Clearly there is a hole and a need, but as a team and as management, I'll talk with them and see what they see as well.
No, that's all from me.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.